Dimes Wrestling Roundup.
What is up, freaks, geeks, marks, and snarks? Welcome to the very first edition of Dyme's Wrestling Roundup in conjunction with Corpses for Conversation. I am your host, Dimebag the Clown, with my tag team partners, Evil Dead Batman and SoCal Leatherface.
So this time around, the Wrestling Roundup with Dimebag the Clown, and we are going to review Double or Nothing by All Elite Wrestling 2024.
Yep, just got done watching it.
Man.
6-hour long wrestling event. Holy crap, dude.
You know, honestly, though, it went by super fast.
Very exciting event. Everybody gives me shit about being a WWE mark, but I've said it before, I'm a wrestling fan. If you put out good product, I'm going to be a fan of that product.
Like, we'll go over, you know, our reactions and we'll break down match by match. But, Dime, was this a win for you?
This is probably one of the best $50 I spent in a long time. But first of all, we want to give a huge shout out to good old JR, who's in the hospital right now, or he's recovering from being in the hospital. He went to the ER this past week. I guess he had the flu or something. We want to give a huge shout out. Hope you get well. We love you, JR. Jim Ross, for those that don't know.
Bringing them slobber knockers.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, like I said, what did you think, Dime?
I loved it, man. It was long, but like you said, it went by fast. Double or Nothing was their first pay-per-view event.
Yeah, the first under the AEW banner.
5 years later, this is like literally their 5-year anniversary.
Yeah, I think yesterday to the day was 5 years.
I mean, no pun intended, they went all out.
Like, I'm gonna have to piggyback off you. Like, overall, it was a pretty good event. And I knew from the start, like, on paper, the card, it looked decent when it comes to AEW, and some other cards look decent. Those are the ones that exceed expectations when it comes to quality wrestling. This pay-per-view was so good. Like, god damn, I watched it by myself, okay? So, like, and I'm still yelling at the TV, like, and walking around back and forth. I'm like, holy crap. But, like, yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was me. I was yelling at the TV. I was like, and everybody, if you know me, you guys know I have hatred for Jack Perry. I mean, yeah, he may be a great wrestler. Yeah, scapegoat. Yeah, I got your scapegoat.
I'm team scapegoat ready. Jack Perry.
You know what? He may be a great wrestler, but I just can't stand the guy. There's something about him. I guarantee you his dad's probably turning over in his grave right now.
I don't think so. I think his dad was an actor. Jack Perry's an actor, you know. But what I actually want to ask SoCal, so being or recently getting back into wrestling, you know, there's so much more content that I guess you had growing up, and I just wanted to get your opinions on, like, your introduction to All Elite Wrestling. And, you know, I think this Double or Nothing 24 was a great one.
Definitely. I'm actually feeling pretty lucky having this be my first real experience with AEW. This pay-per-view was way better than anything that WWE has put out since I started getting back into wrestling. They cut out, you know, they still like put some of the drama in there. You know why these people are having matches, but they just stick to straight up wrestling. This card had like 10 matches in it, and yes, the thing was long, but it was just match after match after match. As soon as the event started, we got action right from the start all the way to the end. The finale was huge. It was amazing. And for this to be my first experience with AEW, I mean, I'm definitely all in on this.
Okay, we're going to start with AEW Double or Nothing buy-in. So you have Thunder Rosa versus
Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah, like, opening match, I like this match more than I thought I was. I dig the whole, like, Thunder Rosa kind of, you know, because they were in Las Vegas, but she just looked like a dead Elvis, and I dug the whole, like, little gimmick. You know, she did even, like, the back strut, you know, so, like, Elvis Presley, like, it was very physical. I didn't think it was going to be that physical, but it was really physical.
In a way, her makeup actually kind of looked like Danhausen.
A lot of elbows in this one.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Very hard-hitting match. A very solid match.
Well, yeah, what do you think, SoCal, about the opening?
I mean, I did come into the match, I guess, mid-match. I did come in a little late, but from what I've seen, like you said, the action was definitely there. The ending was a total, like, I didn't even see that coming. I thought this match was pretty much one-sided from when I joined in. And then just to see, like, the total upset at the end, I'm like, wow, these matches could really go anywhere.
So Purrazzo obviously takes the win on this, but it was like with the roll-up and her putting her feet on the ropes. kind of have, yeah, even though Thunder Rosa took the L, but it still made her like, she didn't lose like cleanly. So there had to be some kind of like mischievous stuff going on. But other than that, yeah, like I thought it was a solid match.
We had Tony Khan come out.
Boo! I don't know. Like I don't mind Tony Khan's antics. I know he's trying to do like an early Vince McMahon, but like people hate on him. So
Yeah, the guy definitely needs to work on his mic skills or stop reading teleprompters or something.
well, I think he gets nervous. You know, he in the end he is a fan, but
Right.
we'll get into all that stuff later. But anyways, yeah. So continue.
You can tell he doesn't really seem to have like a character. He just kind of comes out and he's always smiling and he just keeps giving thumbs up to everybody. And I'm just like,
So he comes out with Martha Hart. They say they have a huge announcement. July 10th is going to be the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
Final. But you know where? In Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Yes, definitely. What more fitting place than Calgary, Alberta, Canada to have the finals?
Yeah, Bret Hart's
what
gonna
was
interfere. He's gonna use his walker to come in and do the sharpshooter. I don't know.
So between the men and women, whoever wins this tournament will get a title shot at All In at Wembley Stadium, August 25th. So that's a huge announcement right there.
I already got my pick. Who could actually win the whole thing? But we'll get into that, and it relates to later in the review.
Please don't say it.
Well, for the male and females, for the females, I have a prediction, but I haven't thought about the male one. But now that you mention it, yeah, I think I'm gonna go that route.
do they still call it number one contender? Whoever
they
wins
do.
this will be the number one contender for the world championship.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Next up on the buy-in show, we actually have the Claim and against the Cage of, what is it? Agony? Cage of Agony. Yeah, which consists of, Brian Cage and, yeah, I don't even remember those two guys' names too,
Bishop Khan and Toa Leone.
That was a pretty weak promo, though. Gotta say that. I know what you're about to say, like the Acclaims promo. That was pretty weak, though. Those guys looked like they were just rambling on. They didn't know what to say. They just kept saying, nobody knows your name because nobody knows it, and they won't know it because I'll make sure they don't know it. It's just, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, that's your first time getting introduction to the Claim. Like, they're pretty good, especially on the mic skills. But you know where I was going at, so, but hence the name. I'm like, he ain't wrong. I don't remember those guys' name. I only know Brian Cage. I like Brian Cage, but this was it was okay.
That was an okay match, but they're definitely new. Cage of Agony, definitely gonna go a long way. They're definitely gonna be a team to reckon with down the road.
I think Brian Cage is more of a better single wrestler.
Yeah.
So
but him bringing his expertise into this team, he's been around. He's a veteran. He's been around.
That's cool because he was actually trained by Chris Kanyon, so you see a lot of Chris Canyon's moveset in Brian Cage. So I love how he does that as like a little tribute to him.
And if we could just bring this up, guys, I mean, me coming from WWF, fandom back in the day, Billy Gunn is part of the Acclaimed.
Actually,
badass Billy
Daddy
Gunn?
Ass. No badass. It's Daddy Ass.
Daddy ass. I know. He gets to get the old gimmick back. I'm glad he got to do the whole like suck it and everything and bring out all the old moves. That was just a little bit of nostalgia for me watching that match. And for 60 years old, guys, this guy is up there. He's 60, but he looks great. This guy is still ripped.
Oh yeah, he's still ripped.
Yeah, and it's funny because like all the little WWE marks. Oh well, it's steroids. Blah blah. Dude. Steroids is part of the professional wrestling. Get over it, So.
And then the only thing that took me out of this match is bringing in the mascot from the Golden Knights.
You know what? No, I'm gonna. Okay.
I thought it was gonna be somebody like a wrestler that was dressed up, but no, it's just basic mask.
Okay, so that's the thing. Like, you know me, Dyme, and obviously you know how I roll with SoCal. Like, I'm a huge hockey fan. San Jose Sharks is my team. And I hate the Golden Knights. I hate the Golden Knights with a passion. Dirty players, but I have to give credit where credit's due. And I did like that little angle with Chance. I found myself laughing out loud. So I'll give it that. It was pretty funny.
You were probably waiting for him to get his head knocked off or something.
I thought like you, though. I thought it was originally like, oh, who is it? Somebody, has to be someone. But it wasn't. I was like, okay. But, get to see Chance from the Golden Knights scissor. That was pretty funny.
You know who was in that mascot outfit? It was the Road Dogg, Jesse James.
And now we get to our main card. This is why we're here, gentlemen. So we started off with the main card, and we got a title match for the AEW International Championship or whatever 20 belts that they have. I don't know. I don't care. So
Right.
Roderick Strong defends his title against Will Ospreay, and anything Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong do are so good.
Yeah, that
And-
was a solid match for sure.
Like, you have a high flyer and then you have a grounder, and yeah, they're polar opposites when it comes to different styles of wrestling, but usually most of the time those are the ones that click really well. Roderick Strong hasn't had a really good moment yet in AEW, and I think this was it.
Yeah, this is a solid match. Great opening match. Yeah, it should have probably been in the middle of the card. There were some scary moments there where
The
Ospreay took
Doomsday
that-
Device.
Yeah, the Doomsday Device. Oh, dude, he landed right on his head.
I mean, did he really land on his head? I couldn't tell because of the camera angle, but it looked like
It looked like maybe like the top, like forehead area. Like I was like, oh, dude. No.
I was like, he's dead. He's
Yeah.
definitely dead, bro.
But that was a great move, though. The Doomsday Device from the inside the ring to the outside of the ring. Oh, dude.
That takes guts.
And that was like a botched suicide dive, huh? When he had him up on the shoulders, he was gonna run out, and he just like landed on his head.
Matt Taven, I guess his foot got hooked on the rope or something. So
Yeah, that's what prevented that move. Oh my god, like Matt Taven, I hate that guy. He wouldn't be so bad, but he's using the whole shaved head with the curls down. Dude, shave your whole head. Damn it, bro. Taven, nobody likes that. Come on, bro.
it's what the kids are doing these days.
I guess, so after, we actually have I don't even know if you want to call it a returning Warlow because I haven't seen him in a while. But, all of a sudden he just kind of pops in, and he wasn't even used that long. So I was like, okay, what was the point of bringing him out?
This was definitely a great match to kick off the night with. It was 20 minutes long. We had like 20 or 30 different kickouts. I didn't know when this match was going to end, but this definitely set the pace for the rest of the night.
And even thought like, man, when is this gonna end? And I'm like, but I don't want it to end. And it was like, and it's only the first match. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and anytime you get Will Ospreay in the match, you're definitely going to get a 5-star match with this guy. I think he's going to make a great champion.
Yeah, so yeah, you have your new AEW International Champion, Will Ospreay. Didn't Don Callis do something? I don't know. Like, I hate that guy too, man.
Oh yeah,
I
guess
hated him when he
something
was in ECW.
Yeah, I guess Roderick Strong is kind of faking an injury, and
Oh yeah, that's
they-
right.
doing them some symphony, and Don Callis goes up to him. He's like, "Just do it, just go, just end this match, kill him, put him in a wheelchair."
Yeah, the Tiger Driver. Was it Tiger Driver
The
91?
Tiger Driver, yeah.
or something like that. So yeah, Will Ospreay didn't want to do it, but overall, dude, like it was a great match.
Had Adam Cole come out.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. But starts cutting a promo. All of a sudden, lights go out. You see a video package. Remember that video package?
Yes, I do.
Guy walking
Just-
into a room, seeing all the MJF merchandise, the ring, the scarf.
It's funny because like that room was kind of empty though. I
Yeah,
think they could have done a better job.
it's probably like a back room in the arena somewhere.
Yeah, I just grabbed a few things. I get it.
But
You see the dog collar from CM Punk and
Yeah.
his match. So
That was awesome. And then the MJF's music hits. The place just goes wild. He comes out dressed like Triple H when Triple H made his return. He had that denim jacket with the leather sleeves on. I'm like, dude, this guy's like Triple H right here. I
I
mean,
don't know if he was
it's
trying to
probably-
mock him or anything.
That's
So
probably mocking, say, screw WWE. This is my WWE moment right now.
and it's funny because like Adam Cole's all kissing butt now and just like no, I didn't mean it. The whole hugging thing. We already knew MJF was gonna kick him straight in the balls.
My groin!
But the way he did it was just boink,
Yeah, just that quick, like a jab to the ball. Boom.
Oh, I thought about that sound effect when Hans Moleman got hit with a football in The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Football in the groin had a football in the groin.
But the MJF cut like probably the best promo of the night. Like, not gonna lie. I don't know if we can play it on here, but definitely a lot of F-bombs.
Adam Cole, you noodle arm bobblehead, son of a bitch! Uh-oh! Did I hurt the baby? Tough shit! Somebody get this shit stain out of my ring, huh?
So
Oh yeah.
I think honestly, everyone expected him to want to go to WWE and all that stuff because he's, friends with Cody. I think it's best for AEW and best for him to re-sign with AEW. And when I say that, it's because you're just following the trend. All these guys are jumping ship.
I mean, you got an AEW tattoo. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can remove it, but first of all, tattoos hurt,
What is a bet on yourself?
Yeah, always bet on yourself or something like that. And then it had the AEW chip in. So, and dude, everybody went crazy. And I actually have a friend, Jennifer. She was at Double or Nothing, and she sent me videos, and she goes, "Look, it is packed here." So despite what all those goddamn WWE marks and people hating on AEW, because their arenas are always empty, dude, yeah, okay, their television shows need a little bit of help, but their pay-per-views always bring great quality of wrestling.
And we're definitely going to see a more focused MJF with this return as well, because he even said himself, no more kangaroo kicks, no more running jokes, no more laughs. This is me. Screw it. If you don't like this, F off, go watch WWE.
What does he say? I don't need a New Japan or a Vince McMahon to make MJF. That was great. Yeah. And I was like, oh, but I like New Japan. But then the whole Vince McMahon thing, I was like, oh, let's burn,
Right. So we'll see what happens in the future with MJF.
Okay, so now on to the next match. It was the trios title. And for the AEW's trios triple belts, you have the Death Triangle, which consists of Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta, against the ever so stupid name, the Bang Bang Gang. Which would consist of Jay White and the Gunn Brothers. I mean, it was good. I just don't like the Guns. They don't have anything what their daddy has. You know what I mean? What about you, SoCal? What'd you think of this one?
Some of the things I wrote down that just stood out to me was just one, I thought we had some really great luchador style moves. And I really like when you have a team that were the ones that wore the masks. That's the, which was that? That's the Death Triangle?
Lucha Brothers and
Pac. It's the Lucha one? Yeah. See, I really like their
newbie,
fighting style.
Give him a break, okay?
I know, give me a break, guys. Give me a break. I'm new. But I really did like their fighting style. I do like when you have those luchadors go in there, and it's just, I'm really down for the high-flying moves. Another thing that stood out to me during that match was that when that one dude got so many chest slaps that he just looked all bruised up by halfway through the match, and you could see handprints just all up and down his pecs. That looked painful.
Blood raising to your chest right there.
Yeah, I've actually been chopped before, and I was at a beach or something with a bunch of friends, and then they're like, "Hey, I'll give you $20 to I was in my 20s, okay? So I'll give you $20 if you let me chop you." I'm like, okay. Whatever. $20, not in that way. But so yeah, it took off my shirt. Dude, I already immediately felt the blood rising out of my chest. And that's from a friend. Just imagine how a professional wrestler chops somebody.
TJ, you got to party with Dyme, because whenever Dyme goes drinking, he just lifts up his shirt and says, "Who wants to chop me?" And he gets everybody at the party chopping his chest.
Oh, we have that friend, Death by Horror. I don't know if you follow him or not.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, we follow each other.
He had friends that were wrestlers, so he trained with these guys. And he chopped me, I think it was on my birthday, right? At Johnny's. Dude, the whole bar just turned around. And it was like, what the hell was that? It was like a gunshot going off.
Yeah, that's what they sound like, dude. We saw a lot of chops throughout the night.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to remember who was the hardest. I'm gonna have to say it was Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong.
It was that one where it literally sounded like a gunshot going off in the arena.
So yeah, overall, the trios match, I mean, we already knew who was gonna end up winning.
We're ready to hop to the next match, man. I would love to take the honor of this one, man.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's your girl.
This was the match I was looking forward to. Match number 3 on the card for the AEW Women's World Championship. We had the timeless Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb. And Dweeb. Man, I was just waiting for Toni Storm to come out. There was one, I'm gonna say one wrestler got me to AEW, but I mean, if there's someone that I'm looking forward to every time I turn on AEW, it's Toni Storm. And I was looking forward. I like the gimmick. I like the whole 50 style, silver screen queen. I love it.
I did not expect to enjoy this match as much as I did, and I was super into it. And Serena Deeb I know she was supposed to come off as the face in this, but like in the end, she just came off as the heel. But they were both kind of heelish and faces at the same time. And Serena's like, there's no one match that she ever wrestled that ever stuck out to me. Like I'm like, okay, she's
Like
just
a
another
mid-carder. Not even a mid.
But this match was so good, and it made me like respect her a lot more. Than I was like, okay, like the girls had totally good chemistry together. It was back and forth, and just like it was heavy hitting, and it was real professional wrestling. Like this is what I want when booking to the women's division matches. You know, like I'm sick of like Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. You know, the only one out of the 4 horsewomen of wrestling I still like is Bailey. She's more still like active, but as the other two, you know, and then we'll get into Mercedes Moné later in the match. But this match was great from beginning to end, and just how the hijinks happen, and along with physical brutality, and just like I said, straight up wrestling.
I'll agree with that. But thing is, WWE rules the women's division. As far as like AEW, yeah, it's good. They're hard hitting, but they have nothing what WWE has. Thing is, WWE is watered down,
and that's the thing, and that's what turns me off as a fan. You know, no matter how good of a wrestling match or an event outside of WWE, if it's not WWE, it sucks, and that is so not fair to other companies or other wrestlers trying to make a living. You know, but everyone's entitled to their own opinions. But I think, in my opinion, those people are just, they're more fanboys than jumping on that gravy train rather than real professional wrestling fans.
These are like the true wrestling fans, is the older adults that actually grew up watching WWE or WWF back in the day. So now they're like, you know what? I need something new, and I need blood. I need violence. I need hard-hitting matches. And so they go to AEW.
So Cal, like being back into the world of professional wrestling, and I know like you've seen a couple of WWE events, and this is your first AEW. Can you clearly tell a difference in what me and Dyme are talking about when it comes to watered downness in wrestling?
Oh, definitely. I was actually just looking for a moment to chime in with this, because I do agree with Dyme. You know, if we're still talking about the women's division, where it's like, sure, WWE does have a very jam-packed women's division, and they really put a lot into it, but they only really have a handful of actual really good female athletes that I enjoy watching. Most of them just feel like throwaway matches. As opposed to AEW, I feel like every women's match that I've seen, there was no botches, there was no stalling, there was nothing that made me fall out of it and make me remember like, oh yeah, they're just acting or something. This was all hard-hitting, full-on action from start to finish. So I think AEW has to take it for the women's division, in my opinion. But overall, yeah, even with the male matches, I agree with you, TJ. WWE just, really does feel watered down. And I didn't realize that jumping back in. I was used to the WWF and what I used to watch, and I was kind of looking for that same spark. But kind of what I was trying to throw out to you guys when this pay-per-view was over is this pay-per-view gave me back that spark and enjoyment in wrestling that I used to feel when I was younger watching it, you know, really like wondering who's going to win.
I don't know. I just picture your facial expressions just like after turning off the television, like, whoa,
yeah, no,
I had to process this.
You know, I know TJ had mentioned before, like, oh, I always got to bring up Bill and Ted, so allow me to. And Ted's just like, whoa. Like after he gets like his Sigmund Freud, when he tells him like about his life, it's like, that was it, man. Whoa. When the pay-per-view is over, I'm just like, wow, that was a lot. That was long. It was worth, you know, the money, and it was what wrestling is about.
Brings you back to your childhood, like you said earlier. It's been a while since I actually watched an AEW or any kind of wrestling event, and I was actually yelling at the TV, and I was like, "Yes, kick his ass!" You know, like it. I don't even remember the last time I did that. The last time I think I did that was at a live event, and that was PCW here in Wilmington.
And the thing is, yeah, you're right. Like I was yelling, like I was by myself, and I had the freedom to yell and stuff. So the conclusion of the Tony Storm and Serena match, that top rope pile driver,
yes.
Jesus Christ, man! Like
that's a neck snack.
Like, dude, Serena was tough for taking that bump.
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
and then followed by another one back on the canvas.
WWE has a lot of banned moves that the wrestlers are not allowed to perform anymore, and you can tell
That's
that
it. That's the case.
AEW,
Yeah.
AEW doesn't have that. I seen like corkscrews off the top rope. I seen like these devastating pile drivers that are just slamming people straight on the head. It's just that action that you looked forward to when watching wrestling.
And then we have, which I think to me was like the most. It was the weakest match on the card, which was Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. I was hoping this would be so much better than it was, and it wasn't. It was okay at best. I didn't know Trent Beretta just wanted a straight wrestling match until I heard it at the end. I was like, oh, I thought this. That's why I was assuming it was going to be like some all-out brawl.
Yeah,
But
no,
no,
it was no DQ.
yeah, it just straight up wrestling match.
This is like an ex-BFF match or whatever. That's like the whole point of it. We used to be best friends and now we're fighting because you're not my BFF anymore. And then like when the dude did the whole thing with the hands in the pockets, I was like, oh, this is the guy that I've seen on on Instagram where people said, if wrestling's fake, explain this.
Yeah.
And it's just him with his hands in his pockets jumping
Freshly
around.
squeezed.
Yeah.
And Orange Cassidy got the win on this. I mean, I didn't think Trent Beretta was going to win. But
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that going forward too. Where he just walked out and he's like, I'm done. Like,
yeah, he just walks through the crowd like, okay.
Yeah.
and he go back. Is he gonna go to WWE? Is his contract up? What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ripped
he'll
up the
job
contract.
in WWE. Anyways, but whatever. So we actually have a three-way dance. I always like that term. I use that term from ECW. I don't like what like triple threat match.
threat.
That sounds too lame. Yeah. So you got the learning tree, Chris Jericho defending
It's
his
called-
for the
it's called a
wrestling
three-way.
world title. I think that's what they were calling it, against Hook and
Shibata.
Shibata. I totally forgot. I was like, who the hell was else in this match?
Jericho needs to retire, dude.
Nah, I mean, you know what? A lot of the guys at his age need to retire, but they still do it. But I think Jericho, he knows how people feel about him, so he's kind of going with it, and I think it's pretty good. And like that's why when he comes out, it just waving,
Just waves
just
at
ignoring
everybody.
the hate. They're like, dude, like he
Like, I'm
knows
still
he's
here,
not
buddy.
dumb,
Yeah.
you know. So he's just playing along with it.
Right.
But it's
is not the
basically a
Jericho
street
I
fight,
know.
you know. What were some few highlights for you guys for this match? What do you guys think?
Well, for mine, it was the dice in the bag. Like you always see the bag, you always think thumbtacks, but I guess on
Mhm.
Dynamite a few months back they had hockey pucks, or like
Yeah, and Chris Jericho threw a hockey puck straight at Shibata's face,
Yeah.
and even I felt that. I was like, oh, because I've been hit in the face with a puck, and it's not pretty.
But this one they had a bag full of dice.
Just to let you know, the tabletop person in me, I didn't even think about Vegas and dice. I just thought about like Dungeons and Dragons and anything that you use with any type of dice. I was like, oh my god, D6s.
Oh, I think that would have been more painful if it was those 8-sided dice. You said.
Yeah, the 8-sided dice,
Oh,
or
yeah.
20-side, yeah, because they're all jagged and stuff.
Oof. Bag of Legos. How about that? And this match had bag of dice. We got some tables and kendo sticks. The kendo sticks was the funny part for me, because all three of the wrestlers went to different sides of the ring, and first Hook and Shibata go into the ring, and they're like, "We have kendo sticks," and then you just see Jericho crawl in. He just holds up his. I also have a kendo stick. And I'm
It's
just
like, I
like,
This reminded me of that, well, kind of, sort of, but the Spider-Man meme with all of them pointing at each other,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
but just with kendo sticks. Now, I thought, yeah, this match was fun. Did it change wrestling? No, but it was fun,
Yeah.
And then obviously, Big Bill, who used to be Big Cash, right, in
Big
WWE, like he understands the learning tree, Chris Jericho's philosophy. So I don't know if you guys saw, but remember that bump he took off onto the table,
Oh,
and the table leg
Yeah.
just missed his face.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. I
Yeah.
know, dude.
Dude, if that was any closer, that would have been bad news.
It went like right through his head.
Yeah, and you would literally see someone die on live television or pay-per-view. Who would have thought you would see Shibata throw dice at Chris Jericho?
And it was funny
Come
when,
on,
when Hook and Shibata were both throwing dice at him, just tossing it. And the commentators are like, dude, we had to duck and get out of the way. Flying dice. Then you also had that other run-in. Masked Man came running in. Everybody's like, who the hell is this guy? Turns out it was Brian Keith, the bounty hunter. come in.
And you know what? I think that was just a poor choice in that. He could have just ran in without a mask and just beat the crap out of him. I just that little angle I didn't enjoy.
You guys remember when they did that big, they put Jericho on the table and they were going to go ahead and do a suplex onto him from the corner, but then they kind of went over him and the table didn't break.
Oh
So
my
kinda like,
God.
well, what are we going to do? And then Jericho just puts it over in the corner and he's like, just throw me at the table. He just like throws him into it.
Wait, did he say that? Did he hear it?
Well, you didn't quite hear, but you could tell that he kind of like, gave the direction to Shibata, about
the
it.
thing is, okay, like, yes, wrestling is predetermined, but the hits are not. For people that says wrestling's fake, why don't you go through a table or you get hit with a light bulb or get dropped on your head? Get the hell out of here, dude.
Yep.
So I don't see it as a negative, but I do like watching wrestlers when they get close together and they kind of just communicate really quick. Like, you know what I mean? I always think it as like, to me, I just think it's like it's a Where's Waldo book. So I like to point it out like, oh, that's what, like I can point those out. I enjoy those little moments. That's just me. If I've always been like that since I was a kid, I was like, I like when they do that.
Mm-hmm. And the referees too, like they have earpieces that kind of help, direct the wrestlers, that let them know what's going on. But in this specific match as well, heard it very loud, and I think everybody did if you were watching it at home, that the referee yelled out really loud, 7 minutes left.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
In case you were wondering when this match was going to end, she's like, 7 minutes left. I was
I did not hear
it
that.
ended 7 minutes.
I did very vocal.
Yeah, but that is what they're supposed to do. They are supposed to kind of like whisper it to them so they know how much time they have left, but that one was really loud and caught on camera.
So, of course, Chris, I was going to call him Y2J. Chris Jericho picks up the win and retains the FTW World title. So, overall, it was a fun match.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was the closest thing to a hardcore match.
So next we have a AEW title eliminator match, which consists of Takeshita, if I'm saying that name right, against the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion in Jon Moxley. Now,
you mean Dean Ambrose?
No.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Now, okay, I don't get the format of this title elimination thing.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I was like, what's the point of an eliminator match? I saw it on the card and I was just I wasn't sure. I'm like, is that their version of an Iron Man match? I don't know.
I don't know. But besides that, this match was great. And I'm not a Jon Moxley fan, but this match was pretty damn good, especially with just Takeshita. Dude, this guy he's the next big thing. Like, this dude could wrestle.
Yeah, he's a solid guy. He's a solid wrestler.
It was a really good match. I mean, Moxley looked like he was going in already injured, and the whole match, he's just taking advantage of that arm. Moxley landed a couple times very awkwardly on the shoulder. I'm like, dude, he's going to dislocate that thing. And at one point, he's like ramming it into the corner like he's trying to pop it back in.
And it's funny because, it was Double or Nothing weekend, I have a few drinks while watching pro wrestling, okay? But, so, even I guess, having a few drinks and then seeing that SoCal, I was like, God damn, it was like my shoulder, it was convincing.
Coming in at 100%.
Yeah.
It was just hard to watch. He's a trained professional, yeah, but it was still hard to watch. Like, another shoulder.
Yeah, because, one wrong move while trying to hurt your shoulder, you could really hurt your shoulder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really thought Takeshita, can't say his name right. I really thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was gonna take this so bad. I was literally convinced he was gonna win, but of course, Jon Moxley comes out the winner, and I'm like, it's been 5 years since he's debuted in AEW. Okay, the momentum is gone. He doesn't have to win all the time.
Right.
That just boggles my mind, man. Just like get over the hype train. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to take more than a few L's at this point in your career. You gotta be fair, but no, I'm not wrestling, so. But overall, this match was pretty good too. And then we actually have, which surprisingly for me was one of the matches of the night, which was a barbed wire steel cage. I'm gonna add that word in, death match.
Yeah.
Between Adam Edge Copeland against Malachi / Aleister Black.
Yeah, this card had 3 main events on it. It was a triple main event pay-per-view. But tell me how this match did not make one of those 3. This was worthy.
Yeah, this match it threw me back to old gritty 97, 98 ECW.
Yeah, like the Cactus Jack era, and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was so good. And the fact that Adam Copeland is still doing what he's doing at his age, it's phenomenal.
He's slowed down a lot as well. Well, he's like what, like 40 something, 45?
Yeah, like late 40s, early 50s. And the thing is, you can never please any wrestling fan. There is a toxicity when it comes to wrestling, but just like everything else, there like anime or horror, you know, wrestling has its like fair share of like negative fans.
Right.
Like all the WWE, and I'm going back to that because it's the majority of them. AEW and other they have their toxicities too, don't get me wrong, but them complaining like, oh, Edge made a mistake and coming to AEW, he's wrestling with half-sold arenas. I'm like, dude, this guy literally did everything he possibly could in one company. So why would he want to repeat things he's already done instead of kind of venture out and do something new? And that takes guts and courage to do that. And I'm glad he did that because the matches that he has in AEW are great.
And he's a fighting champion as well. He's not one of those like, oh, I'm just gonna hold on to the title and just not defend it.
He's not a part-timer too. He gets in there, yeah.
But this match was one of the ones I was actually really looking forward to. Just the entrance alone. He comes out to South of Heaven by Slayer, which is actually the WrestleMania 39 entrance that he did when he was here in LA.
But honestly, even though it was on a smaller stage than WrestleMania, this was way better.
Yeah.
He didn't have that weird disco ball helmet or whatever the hell it was super good. And then the fact that like the whole Brood, you know, obviously early in Edge's career, he's part of the Brood with Gangrel, Christian, and Edge. I didn't think they would say Brood. I didn't know if WWE trademarked that or stuff, but I was just like, hell yeah. I used to love the Brood back in the day.
I think they shot their load too early on that. They should have popped that up when Gangrel was coming out of the bottom of the mat. Like they should have just did Edge's entrance, and you know when he was coming down to the ring, then save the Brood part for when Gangrel showed up.
What really threw me off, my brain froze, is like when
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, okay, Brody King and Buddy Matthews. You know, they walk like they're gonna do something, but they're not.
I lost my shit on that. I'm like, oh, dude, no.
And then when they side with Adam Copeland, I was like, holy shit! And you hear everyone's reaction, and then they just close the light out of Copeland. It was great.
Like, oh.
They swerved us, but that was good though.
Yeah,
that was a good swerve because for that split second, you believed that. That is what makes wrestling so exciting. It got me to believe. What about you, SoCal?
One of the moments that stood out to me was when I want to call him Edge, was when Adam wrapped up Malachi when he was on the table with the barbed wire, and he wanted to go ahead and he wanted to climb the cage, and he was going to jump off, and I'm thinking he's going to do like a full body splash, but it's actually so much more painful, and it looks like he just kind of jumped off and landed on his feet. And I just imagine jumping off of 15 feet, jumping off the roof of your house and just landing flat on your feet. That had to have caused some damage, man.
Well, I mean, if you saw last minute, I thought that was kind of weak, but you see he drives his elbow into Malachi Black, into the table. When they saw that angle, it's like, okay, that still looked like it hurts.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I was kind of trying to see which of those barbed wire pieces were real and which were just props. And I'm like, the one on the bat, I'm like, okay, obviously that's a prop. They're not going to grind him. But some of those ones that are on there, I'm like, I think most of those are real. I don't know if it was intentional for him to pull down one of those strands, and he cut his hand.
That one of the Y or no?
It was when Malachi had slammed him.
Pulled down. It would look like a big old tree branch or something with barbed wire, near the end of the match. I forgot what the hell that was.
Obviously, at the end, wrapping him around the table and all that stuff, and I'm like, you could tell, and I was looking for him, is he gonna do just a clean wraparound? I'm like, no, it got caught and everything towards the end, so.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, the old WWF, young me inside was cheering out loud when Gangrel crawled out through that ring like a zombie coming out.
I couldn't see it at first because, I guess that pole with barbed wire was in the area that he was in. So then when you see Brody King, he got misted. And then they're like, what happened? Blah, blah, blah. I love Gangrel's reaction. He's like, ah, like when he was digging out of the ring. I thought that was great. Huge pop, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was, and Adam Copeland got them win. When they were walking up the ramp and onto the stage, I don't know if you saw that little moment where Gangrel kind of steps off to the side and just lifts and like points at him, and then Adam's like, you goes, no, you come like in the center. I thought like, dude, he didn't forget where he came from, and
definitely.
what big opportunity he had when he first started. So I thought that was wholesome.
Yeah, Gangrel, like he kissed him on the head. You know, like he gave him a hug and then he like kissed him on the head. Like they go way back.
He should have bit his face. No, no, no.
He bites his neck like
Okay, so
bird
now
is
we're
back.
down to our first of 3 main events. This
We
is the
weren't
one
talking about main events yet.
10 hours later. No, just kidding. So this one I was actually interested in about. Like, so you have the TBS champion Willow Nightingale defending her title against the debuting Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks. I didn't like the fact that Willow took the fall in this, but they made it up for the angle at the end, so I'm totally okay with it. But overall, I think for Mercedes, what was like a year and a half she was gone, of course she's going to have ring rust. But as the match kept going on, the wrestling second nature started to kick in. And then they started to get a little bit better, especially like to her taking bumps, man. Like at one spot where Willow like just takes her knee and drives it right on the side of the apron. Dude, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
if somebody doesn't get injured in this match, it's a miracle.
And you know, Willow Nightingale has proven to be a fighting champion and a really good wrestler for that matter. And I don't see this as demoralizing for her. And you know, having Chris Statlander and
Totally halfway.
yes, betray her.
Yeah.
That's just setting up another storyline for her. We talked about this earlier in the episode. Well, Willow Nightingale is probably going to be my pick to win the Owen Hart Classic, to get a title shot either at Toni Storm or Mercedes Moné at All In Wembley Stadium. I would actually, I think, to close the chapter on the Mercedes thing, at least for now, I would love to see her face Toni Storm if she wins the Classic.
Yo, bring it on, man.
250 picks.
Speaking from a thick guy.
Yeah, they're both kind of big.
Yeah, so, but overall, I thought this match was pretty good. What about you guys?
I liked it. The only thing is, I don't like Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks or whatever the hell you want to call her these days. Like, I've never really liked her. Even in The Mandalorian, I was like, why is she here? The way she treats her fans, you know, I've never really liked her. And now we're going to see more of her as champion.
And that's the thing that does bug me about her. It's just like, and you know, if anybody hasn't known yet, but like her cousin is Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
And Snoop Dogg is one of the most nicest celebrities you can meet. So how did it not rub off on Mercedes? You know what I mean?
Right. But I mean, for the match, it was pretty solid, pretty hard hits. I liked it. You know, it started out slow, but near the end there, it started picking up, and I was like, all right, it's going back and forth, back and forth. Congratulations to Mercedes on the win. But yeah, I mean, it was all right for me.
I mean, she'll keep it until she either loses it, which would probably be for a while, or until she gets injured again. I don't know. I'm betting injury.
And I don't think she's going to be one of those fighting champions, though. She's going to hold on to it and be like, I'm the CEO. Like, nah.
Well, see, the thing is, I think Toni Storm was like that at first. And then when I noticed she started to wrestle more, it's like, okay, despite her little gimmick, she's defending the belt, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I'm probably going to have to agree with you on that. Like, she's not going to be, she's going to be like those little chicken shit champions, you know?
Yeah, like Roman Reigns.
I did think it was a little over extra when she has CEO in the back of her head. If you noticed it, like it's like dyed into her hair, and all I was thinking is like hocus pocus.
Whoever,
like, this is ice.
I'm Jay. This is Ernie.
How many times I gotta tell you? My name ain't Ernie no more. It's Ice. Ice.
This is Ice.
whoever
cut in the
does,
back of his head.
whoever does her hair has to get a bonus, because the fact that, like, obviously it's a wig, for obviously to erase the wrestle the way she does and not have it falling off. Props to the hairstylist for doing that. So obviously Mercedes Moné takes the win for the new AEW TBS champion. Solid match. Moving on. And next we have the second main event of our 3 main event night, which we have Swerve Strickland, the AEW champion, going up against
Wait, whose house?
Swerve's house.
Swerve's house.
But going up against, look at my face, Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Now, you know, AEW or fans or whoever, people just hating on it just to the fact that, okay, he's only been champion, less than a month, and he's getting crap already. I'm like, dude, like, he's just starting his reign. This is his first real title defense. Like, okay, Christian Cage. And I think Christian's a great heel. In my opinion, I don't think that he's that great of a wrestler, and I'm surprised he's gotten this far with the skills that he has. No matter who he's wrestling, they still can't make Christian look good. I do like that he's good on the mic and the whole I'm your father gimmick, but as a wrestler, it's like, out of Copeland and him, obviously we knew who was the better showman and wrestler.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think why I like this match was decent, maybe good, and the reason why I only said maybe good is because of the Warriors reference.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up as well.
Just like, you know, the whole outfit, like Swerve, like looking like the Warriors,
The bottle.
with the
the
bottles,
intro with the bottles. That was
you know, and I don't know if you guys are paying attention between Excalibur, Taz, and I think, well, obviously Tony Schiavone. I think he was doing that commentary. Like, they were literally talking about the Warriors movie for like a good few seconds. You know, like, oh, that's an old movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like, how can anybody get those references? Like, if you're a fan of film, you would totally got that reference. And I did. And I was like, oh, crap. I was like, I kind of got pumped for that. Because The Warriors is probably one of my favorite top 10 films of all time.
Very underrated. as well.
Yeah. I know.
It's still
I love
underrated,
the vest, man. The vest he had, like how he has the logo on the back. It looks just like the Warriors logo. He just put his face on it.
If they have that shirt, I will buy that.
Man, that was awesome. When he first had the bottles, and you see them clinking. It's like at first I thought it was supposed to be like a
Nightmare?
Freddy Krueger reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's supposed to be that, but then when he started clinking him, and he's like, you know, come out and play. I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing there. That was
Yeah, I've
awesome.
always been a fan of Swerve Strickland as well. Like all the way back to like the Kill Shot days.
And then having Prince Nana with him doing the dance just adds to it, man.
Yeah, from being a heel like maybe a year ago to the face that he is now, he's definitely grown and matured.
And yeah, and WWE wanted him back, and he said, no, I don't want to go back.
Yep.
And you know, people were calling him dumb for that. I'm like, why? Like,
Yeah.
WWE wasn't going to make him champion.
Yeah, that's true.
True
Yeah.
that.
So overall, the match was kind of like whatever
Yeah.
in the beginning, but it picked up at the end. For the most part, this could have been on Dynamite. But you know what? I think they're going to save Swerve's big match for Wembley Stadium. So this one get a pass for me because it's just leading up to something better.
That Swerve match though, when Christian goes for the spear and Swerve hits him with the house call, that was an amazing shot right there.
Yeah, it was like, holy.
Kick to the side of the head during the spear, dude. Come on, that was pretty badass.
That
When they
that was like perfect timing.
Yeah.
With the chair, and you know, just like it was just a beautiful sequence. Like boom, boom, then kicks him in the back of the head for the pin.
It was creating all that tension too with the people that had come out with them, and then how they were getting kicked out of the arena.
Mama Wayne
You know-
and Nick Wayne and Kill Shot now.
Kill Switch.
Kill Switch,
Swerve,
sorry.
you know?
Kill Shot.
First they get rid of Swerves and the whole crowd starts booing. But then when Christian's three that are clearly cheating finally get kicked out, everyone starts singing that na 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 na. And I was just cracking up on my couch watching that. Goodbye.
So overall, this is a pretty solid match. But now we're on to our main event of our main events.
Just 5 hours later.
5 hours. 6 hours.
You had Anarchy in the Arena, which was Team Elite, which consists of the Young Bucks, my boy Jack Perry, and Okada, going against Team AEW, which is the American Dragon, FTR. Like, FTR is forgettable for me, in my opinion, whatever. And Darby Allin. And just like my scatterbrain trying to remember these wrestlers in this event, there is no way to take notes on this whole.
Even Justin Roberts, before the match, he announced anything. He's like, "Welcome to the shit show." And I was like, God.
And that's what it was, but in the most positive way. The Elite come out, do their long entrance, and then who was the first person to come out?
Well, they
As Jack Perry was coming out, then
Like-
yeah, Team AEW didn't wait, and just all hell broke loose. This match was so funny.
We did have time for a Reebok commercial. Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
wearing their new Reeboks, which are going on sale tomorrow. That a little ad pops on the TV. I'm like, seriously?
Was it Reeboks?
Yeah.
It was Reebok.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
okay.
Reebok.
At Champ Sports. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you know, people may hate on the Young Bucks, but you know those shoes are gonna sell out fast.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so don't even start. And it's probably the haters that are gonna end up buying the shoes.
Yeah,
So-
and they're putting tacks on the bottom of them. Putting little thumbtacks in the bottom.
But yeah, like I'm not gonna even break it down, but I'm just gonna ask, what were some of your favorite moments? Like I'll start with you, SoCal.
Oh man.
Like he's
so
like,
much
wait,
in
he's like,
this.
he's like.
I
cracking
know.
his
I'm just like this.
like
because
okay,
that's
what do I do?
I know, because this match, I mean, from when they had music playing, they're like, play the best song ever, and the final countdown starts playing while everyone's just fighting each other all over the arena. Like, that was just like kicking it up, and I'm just like, dude, this is going crazy.
And
This
the
is
funny thing
anarchy
is,
already.
You know when the final countdown starts to play, and it's just like the build up.
Yeah,
then when you
that's what it is.
But when you actually hear the band started singing and everything, and everybody's fighting, this just reminds me of like a 80s action montage.
Like Rocky
Like
Four.
you
Yeah.
see the punches, just like it
Like
was
a movie,
great,
right?
man. You just like you didn't know what to expect, and like they played the whole song.
You know what I thought they were gonna play was a New Jack song. That would have been awesome. Years
like a little tribute.
Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, but I do like when who was it? Nick Jackson? When he said, "Hey, cut the music out," you know, like
Oh yeah.
We're-
He's like,
we're
We don't
going
make
over
that-
budget, you know.
Oh yeah, he's like, I get charged $1 million
Like, look
to
at
play
that.
this song.
And then it's funny because when Alex Excalibur and Taz and all them, he goes, "Well, he's not lying."
I mean, that moment was awesome, and that was just the beginning. And I really did like that flamethrower. When he came out with a flamethrower, I'm like, what is going on? This is AEW? What have I been missing?
Freaking Jack Perry getting set on fire, dude. I'm like,
Dude, but I know you hate Jack Perry, but you have to give him props for doing that spot.
I know that was a good spot. Like, yeah, it's like,
But I'm glad it did it in a safe way because it could have gone horribly wrong.
Oh hell yeah.
And if it was WWE, someone would have had the flamethrower, but before they could have used it, it would have gotten like taken away or something. They wouldn't even have used it. The fact that he was lit on fire, and after he was already on fire, the guy shoots him again. Like he's trying to set him more on fire.
See,
That was the part that got me.
But before that, like I think one of my moments when Darby Allin and them are backstage fighting, and you see Darby Allin really like there was like a bucket or
Oh,
a big bucket of ice,
drinks.
and you see him literally drowning Jack Perry. Jack Perry's whole body, his face like disappears into the ice, and I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna drown to death.
You mean? I was like, yes, drown his ass, drown him. I was like yelling at the TV.
That's like needles all over your body when it's that cold, and it
Oh.
just like restricts your lungs and you can't even breathe, and he's holding him down there.
I mean, was that one spot where Jack Perry drives that shuttle bus into where Darby Allin was at, that pile of trash or whatever. I was like, dude, did Darby Allin get out of the way?
I mean, you know, he wasn't even in there, but just the illusion, and
Yeah.
then that RV was hauling ass, dude.
Yeah.
I know he's not really in there, but for that split second, you go, "Is he in there?" You know,
Yeah,
just like
he actually jumped it, man. I'm like, holy crap. Dude.
there's so many camera angles on every character. Like, we don't probably like the stuff we didn't even see yet. The only people that saw it were the people in the arena. It was just like mayhem. Dax Harwood, like, and one of the Jacksons, I think it was, going on top, and then like I like how he grabbed the 2 drinks and just like, you know, just
Oh, yeah.
chugged them. And I do like that Tony Khan spot. Like he just smiles at the camera and literally just drive. And you see Tony Khan scared for his life, you know. And then he brought him out and he threw him and stuff like that. And then Tony's like, oh, he's got to sell it. But I didn't know, and it made it only obvious until it happened, was the Young Bucks. You know, they were in the corner. I was like, what are they doing? And then I noticed, oh, the fire hydrants. Like, oh, something bad's gonna happen. And yeah, Jack Perry, like, when he was lit on fire, it reminded me of that one fish dude in SpongeBob. Like, oh my god, dude, you know, just like, because the way he was raising his hands and stuff.
Before that, like, I think Darby Allin actually came out too early. Cause you see him walk and like walk around the corner, and he's like, "Oh shit, wait, I think I came out too early." And
I'm just gonna charge. Yeah, just like,
Yeah, he walks back. So there was times in the match too. Like I'm not bashing the people in the arena, but there was times where the arena was just completely quiet. I'm like, really? Dude?
I didn't think so. Well, you know what? But you gotta
Speechless.
also think there was so much to go on.
But it was just like so much. All you hear is bam, bam, bam. You know, it's like people.
Yeah, you can't focus.
Yeah, it's like what? Wait, what was that? Where'd that come from? I was like, yeah.
So we'll probably shorten this matchup because it was just chaotic.
Yeah.
But obviously,
was
team
Total anarchy.
Yeah, total anarchy. Team
Oh,
elite.
I forgot one thing: the exploding steel chair.
Yeah, the
Oh, I
exploding
forgot
chair.
about that.
Dude, I was like, whoa! Did we actually get an exploding chair? Holy
I
crap!
mean, that exploding chair came out of total nowhere, and the fact that they did try to promo those Reeboks again by pulling them out from under the ring, but the bottom has tacks all over it, and then they double like super kick that dude that's upside down. That was crazy.
No, obviously the elite won, and I think they needed to win. I think to continue the storyline.
Yeah.
Until because if they would have lost, okay, where are you gonna go from here? So I think they in the end, I think the team elite they got the win, and I think they should just to continue the story. But
I think it's gonna come down to a blood and guts match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Between them and against I don't know whoever at the time, but
Omega. I mean, he's got a.
hopefully he can get back well. But we'll like I hope shouts out to Kenny Omega. Like that guy's like one of my favorite pro wrestlers, not just of this the last 15 years, but just in general. So get well, Mr. Omega.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Omega. He's like the same age as me, but But overall, that is Double or Nothing 2024. Now I'm gonna go back to you, SoCal. So obviously getting into All Elite Wrestling for the first time, and I know you said it in the beginning, but I have to ask you again: would you continue to watch this company and watch it grow and see where it goes from?
I do want to keep continuing on and trying to follow along because I am following different companies now. So it's like, what day does this come on? What day does that come on? But I'm gonna get the hang of it. I think I might even cling on to this more than other companies. But yeah, I want to see what AEW has to offer. I did see stuff online, how you guys were mentioning people haters, oh, they don't even have full arenas. And it's like, dude, neither does WWE. Some days are slow. Every night can't be a winner. So don't pick out the ones that are slow. But overall, like I said, they're performers, they're athletes, they're very skilled, and I want to go ahead and see these creative types of matches. So let me stick with AEW.
So obviously, you don't even know how I feel when I'm that company. I'm an AEW guy, and I know, but I'm also a pro wrestling guy. If anything is good, I'll watch it, or that catches my attention, and I know Dyme feels the same way. So now, before we give our final review on it, I saw King of the Ring. I know you did too, SoCal. Did you check it out, Dyme?
Yeah, I watched
Okay, so now out of the two, King of the Ring and Double or Nothing, which was the better event?
Oh, Double or Nothing. Hands down, dude.
Yeah, I know. Double or Nothing. That definitely took the pay-per-view of this month for wrestling.
And I like how you say it, this month.
Yeah,
like
this month.
I watched King of the Ring. I'm a big hater sometimes. Well, to WWE, but I give credit where credit's due. And there was only probably about 2 matches I liked, which was the Nia Jax one. And I'm glad Gunther got the King of the Ring title. But other than that, we'll just go into the review. I'll say it this was the better pay-per-view of the weekend. And 2 out of 1 to 5, I probably have to give it a 4.5. There were a few there were a lot of hits, few misses, but overall a solid pay-per-view for me.
It's okay.
I mean, this was, like I said, this is my first experience with AEW, and just
Hey, SoCal, remember what they say? You always remember your first.
I know it's like if you always were. It's like if the only stuff you drank was diet soda, and then someone one day gives you a real soda, and you're just oh damn,
oh my god,
I know, oh wow. So
yeah,
so it's hard to not call this a 5 for me, just because this is what I've been waiting for. This reminds me of why I used to be excited about wrestling. I think if anything, I'm just kind of in it for the storylines with WWE, but I'm missing out on the wrestling aspect, and I'm looking for those rare gems. But I mean, this was a 10 match card with 2 previous, off of pay-per-view card matches that just, were all very solid. So if I can be with a company that has nothing but solid, I'd rather stick with that.
Out of 5, what would you give it?
Oh, I said 5. It's hard to not say a 5 because it's my first experience, man. This is my first taste of real Coke.
Okay.
What about you, Dan?
Wait, we're talking about the drink, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay. No, for me, total 5. Like, perfect 5. I'm a wrestling fan. I am not biased to one organization like some people think. Like some people, oh, you're a WWE mark. Not like you said in the beginning of this episode. I like wrestling that keeps you watching. Okay. If you're putting out a good product, I'm gonna watch it. If you're putting out crappy products, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'll see you next week.
Come back and try again.
Yeah, come back and try again. Am I gonna shun one organization over the other? No, I'm still gonna watch wrestling because I'm a wrestling fan. Yeah, but and there's also PCW, GCW. There's Impact Wrestling, or TNA now.
TNA is killing it today, and that's the thing. Like, this is obviously a review for Double or Nothing, but we're also trying to incorporate little things about the wrestling community. So, like,
just giving you a little taste of what to look forward to here on Dyme's Wrestling Roundup.
For sure.
Exactly.
We're bringing everything to you. We're gonna pick it up into one big old blob of sweaty wrestling
balls. No, just kidding. He's
and
like
just
this.
slam them right down in your face. And you know what? If you don't like it, go watch WWE.
You're
don't
like
it?
I'm gonna go watch it now.
If you don't like it, Dyme's got 2 words for you.
Fuck it!
Degenerate into something full.
No.
I never I was more of the feel the bang kind of guy than suck it.
Hey,
But like,
Diamond Upside Down is a pussy.
What the fuck?
Diamond Upside Down is a pussy.
go check our back catalog if to get that reference. I'm just a avid pro wrestling fan. Yes, I'm very critical when it comes to WWE, and like you had said earlier, Dyme, I don't like toned down wrestling. I don't like it at all. I like when people can feel free to do whatever they want. Obviously, there's gonna be risk at certain things, but they all knew what they were signing up to when they become a pro wrestler. We will never know how it feels like to do what they do. It doesn't matter if it's in like a capacity of only 10 fans to 10,000 fans.
Right.
They're doing something that we're not, and that's what that irritates me when it comes to the wrestling community, especially online. It's just you have all these toxic fans, like this pay-per-view, it was so good, but yet I'm looking on Instagram, people are still finding ways to talk crap about this. Just, it's wrestling. Just shut up and enjoy it, and if you don't, watch something else.
I feel the same way about horror movies. It's just a horror movie, man. You don't like it, shut up and watch something else.
The thing is, you have these WWE fans that want to bash like the indies and stuff. A lot of these WWE wrestlers, where do you think they came from? They're not all like the Miz, where they just did a reality show. And
Reality.
like, look at Ricochet. He came from the indies, man. He was King.
Majority of their top stars are like almost Ring of Honor people, which is an indie company.
Gunther, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, all those guys, all indie wrestlers.
So just stop hating, dude, and just can't we all just get along type thing?
Exactly. Well, that's gonna do it for the first episode of Dyme's Wrestling Roundup. I hope you had fun. If you like what you saw, give us a like, share, comment in the comment section.
Anything.
Let us know what you like. Let us know what you want us to cover. Even if it's not a wrestling event, let us know if you want us to cover a topic like AEW versus WWE, what's going on in the indies, toxic fans. We will cover it. Let us know. So for me, Dimebag, along with
Evil Dead Batman.
SoCal Leatherface.
And why don't you make like a tree and take the pinfall? I don't know. I'm just trying to make up stuff.
Don't be a chump. Take the ball.
Peace.
I do like that jump and bump thing.
Jump the bump.